I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what, told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Marie with Incarceration To Incorporate. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I have my special guest on, Miss April, but before I go on and introduce her, I want to tell Mr. Julius Hall, thank you for giving us this safe space to share our stories. Thank you to my co-host, Julius Campbell, who cannot be here tonight. He is under the weather, so I hope, Julius, you get well. But anyway, and to Mr. AB, who is the brainchild of Incarceration To Incorporate. Hey, AB, how are you? Cut that off, Mama. And so, but Miss April, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on, tuning in tonight with us. I'm going to ask you some questions, but first I want you to introduce yourself to the people.
Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Marie. So my name is April Levy, and I work for Chatham County Government, and I'm the Human Resources Talent Manager. And we are always looking for new and creative ways to increase our employee population. And I was so happy when I met you a couple of weeks ago and we had a wonderful conversation about this program. Yes, and I'm really excited to let everyone know how to work for Chatham County, how to apply, what we do, where we are, all the ins and outs, because it really is a great place to work and we are really looking forward to partnering.
Okay, people, this is Miss April, and as she says, she works for Chatham County Government, and this is Incarceration To Incorporate. And so I would want to say for anybody who is a returning citizen, you should want to tune in tonight to hear, because she is willing and the company is willing to give you a chance. Okay, so we are trying to open up doors so that recidivism would not happen, because what does DOC says within the 3 years an offender will re-offend within those 3 years. So that's why recidivism is so high. When a person don't have a chance and don't seem like they have any choices, they take and do what they known to do, and that's go back and re-offend. Okay, so Miss April, I want to ask you a question. What is the county's position on hiring those with a background?
So Marie, that's a great question, because we take each situation on a case-by-case basis. We don't just look at a background investigation report and say, no, we have nothing for this person. We take into account how long ago an issue was, what type of issue it was, what type of jobs we have available, and we try to make that fit. We try to make it work out.
Oh, that's really good. So say if a young man or a young woman was to come into your office, Miss April, and say they had a forgery charge, could they get a job with the
Sure.
county?
Yes. Okay. So for a forgery charge, let's say, I would not put them working in a cashier's position, right?
Okay.
I would keep them away from a temptation of something that they had a problem with in their past. But
Yes,
that
ma'am.
doesn't mean that they would not have an opportunity. There are plenty of other opportunities that we have in the county. So what is nice about the county is the variety of jobs that we have available, because we serve a very, very large community. So we have our court system, we have the tax office, we have law enforcement, public works, parks and
Wow.
recreation, in addition to the standard departments, human resources, finance, engineering. So we really have a variety of positions. If someone likes to work outside or with their hands, or maybe someone likes overnight work. So we have a
Okay.
lot of variety available.
I like that. So, okay, what type of education is required, Miss April?
So again, it really depends on the kind of job. Some of our jobs require an 8th grade education. And
Really?
that's right. And what's nice about all of our positions is we always say you need, I'm going to make it up, X degree and 3 years of experience in the field. But we
Right.
take equivalency into consideration. So if they would like you to have, let's say, a 4-year degree and
Mm-hmm.
3 years of experience, but you don't have a degree, you're
Mm-hmm.
not counted out. As
Good.
long as you have an additional 4 years of experience,
Mm-hmm.
we will count that in, we'll take that into consideration when looking to hire someone for a job.
Oh, that's so. What I would like to know, what job that has to be considered for 8th grade education? Like, what job would you give?
A custodial worker.
Okay. Okay.
So we
Okay.
have so many parks in the county,
Yes.
and
Yes,
they need
ma'am.
to be kept clean,
That's the
right?
truth.
So there
Yeah.
are a variety of positions that are available that require only an 8th grade education.
Okay.
And then
Wait. You
certainly,
just taught me something new tonight. So I always thought that you at least have to have a high school diploma.
no,
But
no,
okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you just okay. So what do the how about the salary? What do that start off as?
So the county recently raised their minimum wage to $15 an hour. And
Really?
then we go up from there.
So, Miss April, can I ask you a question? Would the government shutdown affect you all?
No, because that's the federal government, and
Right.
we're a local government.
Okay.
So
Very good.
we don't have any issues with that shutdown.
Is there an employment period probation?
So we do. The majority of our jobs have a 6-month probationary period.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's interesting because the state of Georgia in its entirety is an at-will state. Everyone is an
Right.
employee at will.
Right.
But Chatham County, I'm going to give you a little history now.
Okay,
Interestingly
please.
enough, sure, in 1990,
Mm-hmm.
elected to have due process for their employees.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1990, the departments who were under the county manager,
Mm-hmm.
I'll explain a little bit more, it'll become more clear shortly,
Okay.
were given the right to due process. And that means that you would have progressive discipline, that you are not an employee at will. You
Right.
would go through progressive steps, which
Mhm.
we coach you to try to get you back on track so we don't have to lose an employee, because we don't like to lose our employees. It's much better to keep an employee than it is to have a lot of turnover.
That's right.
And then we're unique in as much as we also have constitutional and elected officers who work for us, such as the sheriff or the tax commissioner or the coroner. Those positions are elected positions, or
Okay.
our board of assessor is an appointed position.
Right.
So those departments may not fall under that same due process. So those departments would not have any probationary period because those departments are at will.
Right.
The ones that fall under the county manager, those would have a probationary period of 6 months. Now,
I
the
like-
positions
I-
in law enforcement, let me just tell you, Marie, have a
Yes, ma'am.
12-month probationary period. But for the most part, it's 6 months.
That's really interesting because I didn't know that either. That is really good. So, is there a pre-employment drug screen, Miss April?
There is. Yes, there is.
Okay.
So when when there is an offer for employment, we
Mm-hmm.
have there is background screening as well
Yes.
as pre-employment drug testing that goes on. So the pre-employment drug testing is for any type of drug or alcohol in the system. And then the background investigation rather, will give us the whole history going
Yes.
way, way back. And again, we take everything into consideration, the length that it's been since a crime has been committed, the end
Right.
result of that crime, etc. So, it really is a pleasure that we have the opportunity to do this on a case by case basis.
Yes, I really think it is like, say if somebody was an offender 26 years ago and they have changed their life around, I really think that society, especially when you have offended or broken the law, I think if and you done did your time, right, Miss April, and then when you come back into society, the society is still penalizing you.
Right. But
So that
that you've paid your time and we, value uh, all of our employees. And if you've done your crime and paid your time and it's been a time since, then,
mhm,
we are very, very happy to try to match you with a position.
that is so
And
good. Go ahead, Miss April.
we post jobs every week. We probably have between 25 and 50 open jobs every week.
Really?
So there's a lot of positions that people can apply for. And, as we get a little later into this presentation, perhaps, I don't know if you have an area where you can show people what the website is, or I can just tell you, but check back every Thursday. That's when our new jobs post.
Okay, because Miss April, I know you said that you was gonna add my email to the employment. So if you take and you send me job listings, and
Yes,
like
ma'am.
it's people call me and Julius Campbell, which is my colleague. He's not here. He's under the weather.
Sure.
Um, they call us all the time looking for jobs, right? And it'd be
Yes.
so good. And I would like to introduce you to him also, Miss April. We're a part of Ain't to Ain't, which is Mr. Julius Hall, who you just met. And
Yes.
then Julius Campbell, we're a part of OAA Offenders Alumni Association. So I think I would want you to come whenever you have a chance again to speak with them, so that,
Absolutely.
yes, man, we have men and women who are coming home from prison or who have did prison time and they need employment.
And
So,
we need employees. We welcome employees to come work at Chatham County. It really is
oh,
a great place to work.
well, that's really good to know. So, do you have an employee assistant program, and can you explain that?
I absolutely can. And yes, we have an amazing employee assistance program. We work through Recovery House,
Mm-hmm.
and that is available to all of our employees free of charge. They get
Mm-hmm.
6 to 8 visits when
Mm-hmm.
if there's a problem that they have. And not only is it for our employees, but we really care about the well-being of our employees. So it's also for anyone that lives in the household with them that may be causing stress or may be indicative of a situation that is coming over onto our employees. So we offer help for their household members as well, free of
That is
charge.
that is really good, Miss April. A lot of jobs need it.
Yes, we're very proud of our employee assistance program. It is used very frequently, and
Yes,
the
ma'am.
turnaround time is usually very quick to get an appointment with them. And it
Yes, ma'am.
really is wonderful for the county and for our employees.
Miss April, what type of benefits does the county offer when they do
So,
begin?
yes, so very proud to say Human Resources just started offering benefits on day one of employment. We
You say
just
day
started
one?
day one. We just started that program in July.
Yes,
Our
ma'am.
county manager and our Chairman Ellis, as well as the Board of Commissioners, they voted and all agreed that it was beneficial to offer our employees benefits on day one of employment. So We have comprehensive medical, dental, vision. We have high plans and low plans so that you can pick and choose what you want, what fits your pocketbook, basically, and what will work best for you and your family.
Oh, that's really good. Thank you, Mr. Bernard White. He's with us, Miss April, and he said, uh, "Is there any subsidized childcare?"
So that's a wonderful question. And as of right now, we do not offer any subsidies for childcare.
Yes, ma'am.
However, it is something that's on our radar that we know, may benefit our employees, but it's not something that we currently offer. It's also important because we do have 24-hour departments, right, such as our law enforcement or even our 911 dispatch. They
Right.
work 12-hour
Yeah.
shifts, 7 to 7. And
Right.
childcare can be a sticking point sometimes with those issues. So I know we have done some surveys, but there's nothing active out there right now. But I will make sure that I mention that to them again.
Well, thank you, Miss April, because you are the director of human resource.
No, I am the human resources talent manager. So
Okay.
we
Okay.
do have a director,
Yes,
um,
ma'am.
but I am one of 3 managers and I oversee talent management for the county.
I'm gonna see. It says, Miss April, are there any resources assisted with resumes creation? Can you help with resumes?
So we work very closely with WorkSource Coastal Georgia. I don't know if you're familiar with them,
No.
as well as the Goodwill Opportunity Center.
Mhm.
We have designated liaisons at both of those facilities that welcome and help our referrals
Yes, ma'am.
with resume creation. They will help someone physically on the computer or on their smart device. They will help them apply for jobs. And
Yes.
once that's done, it's my team, the talent management team, that sees all of their applications,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
we can see if an application is complete or if it needs a little assistance. So once the applications come over to human resources, we can then also offer some assistance with applying for the positions.
I really think that's really good. For those who are tuning in, this is what Miss April. She's with Chatham County. You're with Chatham County Talent Resource, right, Miss April?
Chatham County Government,
Mm-hmm.
and I work in the human resources department.
She works in the Human Resources Department. So if you are a returning citizen or a family of returning citizens, or if you just a person who don't even have a background and
Absolutely.
you want employment, you can reach out to Miss April. And Miss April, if you would just take and send your if you can send your address in the chat or whatever, we can take and post it Chatham County website or the Chatham County website, how they can get on the Chatham County website and go look for employment, because
Yes,
it's plenty jobs out here that needs to be filled.
that's correct. Okay,
Yes,
so I
ma'am.
just sent you the email address, but I'm going to send you the link to our application site.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So I will make
And
sure.
we just have a brand new, it's called applicant tracking system. It's where somebody goes to apply. And it is so easy now, couple of clicks, especially if someone has their resume, because all they have to do is upload that and it parses all of the information. Now,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
somebody doesn't have the technology,
Mhm.
WorkSource Coastal or the Goodwill Opportunity Center, they have a lot of kiosks, computers that are available for public use.
How old do they have to be, Miss April, to come work for Chatham County?
Very good question. I'm glad you asked that. We're just coming off of the summer season. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
we're getting into fall now. But the youngest aged employees that we have would be at our aquatic center,
Mm-hmm.
and they can start as young as 16.
Really? I didn't know that. Oh, you know what, Miss April? It's sad to say this. I didn't know that Chatham County was over the aquatic center.
Yes, yes.
That is
We are a very diverse entity, and it really is, it's quite magnificent. So Chatham County government takes care of all of the responsibilities of the unincorporated areas. So,
Oh,
for instance, Savannah, they have their own police force, right? They have their
right.
own mayor, they have their own services. Pooler, same thing, they have their own services. Tybee Island. But then you have those areas that it's called the unincorporated areas. And you can see those areas when you're driving down the highway. The signs will say unincorporated area. And
Right.
those are the areas, those are the settings that we work in.
So do you all working like on the landings?
We do the landings. We do
Oh,
their trash collection.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So is that or unincorporated? Is
That's
that
that is an unincorporated area.
okay? Okay. So that's really good to know. So Pula, Tabby, you all don't deal with that, right?
Pooler, Tybee, Savannah. I always say it wrong. Tahali Island, Whitmarsh. Those
Right.
are all incorporated areas and they have their own services. So we
Okay.
facilitate those areas that are unincorporated.
Well, that's
So how Chatham County works is we report into a board of commissioners and we have a chairman over the board of commissioners. So each district, there are 8 districts in the county,
mm-hmm.
they have voted in a commissioner who sits on our board. And then
Right.
we have our chairman, very lovely man, Chairman Ellis, and he oversees the board of commissioners.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ellis and the board of commissioners appoints our county manager. And it's the county manager that oversees the operations of all of the offices.
Okay, Miss April, we have to take a commercial break and then we'll be back.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. We're back, and I'm back with Miss April. For those who are tuning in, Miss April is the manager of Chatham County, and Chatham County. Say it one more time for me, Miss April. I'm so sorry.
Chatham County, that's okay. Chatham County Government. And I am the Human Resources Talent Manager. And we are always looking for new areas and new ways and new sections where we can increase our employee population. And I am a big supporter in Miss Marie, what this organization is all about. And I think it's a wonderful collaboration. There's lots of opportunity for us to work together.
Yes, ma'am. It's a whole lot of opportunity. I got 5 people I can send to you in the Monday morning.
Absolutely. So you were asking about like qualifications for a position. So
Yes, ma'am.
for instance, I'm going to probably go off screen, but I'm just going to read one job to you.
Go ahead, Miss April.
So this is for an animal care assistant. So we do the animal services. We go out and we, catch the dogs that are loose and we trap the cats that are running around, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So the qualifications for that, this one needs a high school diploma or a GED.
Mm-hmm.
You must be able to work in an outdoor environment in all seasons and all weather. Some knowledge of animal care, behavior, and handling is required. Now, I'm going to say that can even be if somebody had an animal growing up and has experience and is not intimidated around animals.
Right.
You must be able to learn proper use of chemicals and cleaning solutions utilized for quarantine and sanitation practices. So, and then it lists other things that you will be trained on once you are hired. Now, this one does require you to have a valid driver's license.
Yes, ma'am.
But those qualifications are not anything that is too unattainable for someone.
That's the truth, exactly. And so, Miss April, so you all take and employ the officers that be driving around in the Chatham County cars?
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
just want it's a difference. It's the county and then it's the city.
Right. City of Savannah, they are their own, they have all of their own services.
Right.
So Chatham County, Savannah is in Chatham County. Pooler is in Chatham County.
Okay.
But Chatham County only takes care of the unincorporated areas.
Got you. What else would I, Miss April? So remember when we met out in West Savannah the other day?
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
I thought that it was really interesting. It's not something that I'm unaware of, and I think that is really what makes me more passionate about
Right.
lending assistance when I can.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
everyone should have an opportunity.
Right.
And, it makes me feel good that I can be in a position to potentially provide that opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. I had liked when I first met you and you said what you said to me. You were saying how the young man he felt because he had a conviction that you
Yes.
wouldn't help him, but you did.
Yes. That was a great story. Do you want me to share that?
Share it, Miss April.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. I will remember it always, as will this gentleman, I'm sure. He stays in touch with me. He has his job and he is so happy right now. So I was doing a job fair with my colleagues over at WorkSource Coastal Georgia.
Mhm.
And this gentleman came in and he was not dressed very well. Not how you would expect somebody to dress if they knew they were going to a job fair.
Yes, ma'am.
And he looked down. He had a little chip on his shoulder, I could just see. And I said, "Hey, do you want to work for Chatham County government?" And he looked at me and he said, "Yeah, nah, you don't need me." And I said, No. What are you talking about? What's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a record. I'm no good. You don't need me." And I said, "No, come on. Come over here. Let's talk." So we went over to the side a little bit and I said, "What's going on with you? Why do you feel that way? You're here to job fair. You took the first step. You're here.
Right.
What obviously you're looking for something. What can you do?"
Right.
So he said, "I have my CDL." So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's a commercial driver's license.
Mhm.
And that's in very high demand right now for the county. We are looking for people with CDL driver's licenses. So we were chatting a little bit and he said, "I have a record." Now, honestly, I don't really recall what it was for. I'm going to say it was a misdemeanor marijuana charge or something like that.
Right.
Maybe 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Said that he was having trouble getting employment and keeping employment because of his record. So I said, "This is my card. Give me a call." I gave him all of the resources, WorkSource Coastal, the Goodwill Opportunity Center. He went and got his resume done. So proud. He called me, "Miss April, I have my resume. I'm going to apply for jobs." He applied for jobs. And you know what? I've had so much contact. He became so proactive in trying to get a job that it was nice when he called, So
Right.
he got it. He applied for a job. Now all of our jobs have to be bid for. We nobody just gets a job. So everybody goes through a fair application process.
Right.
So he received an interview for himself and he called me after the interview and he said he thought he did really well, but he was really concerned about his background.
Yes,
So before
ma'am.
he went on the interview, I said, "Be forthcoming. Tell them that you have this on your background."
Mm-hmm.
And this is the philosophy of the county. If we find it, we're going to be upset about it. But if
Right.
we're forthcoming about it and it's something we can work with, we will.
Right.
So he had his interview. He called and said he did great. We sent him for his drug screen, which he cleared, no problem. Got his background investigation report back. He called me every day. "Did you get the report? Did you get the report?" I said, "Yes, I see it. I see what you did. I
Mm-hmm.
see you did your time." I said, "I don't see any problem. I'm going to pass it along to the hiring manager."
Right.
Well, this gentleman, he has his job. He's gotten 2 raises since he's been there.
That's
He still
wonderful.
stays in touch with me every once in a while. He sends me a text message, and I feel so blessed that I was able to be part of his success story.
That is really good, Miss April. Do Chatham County, do y'all help assist with getting, say, young men or young women their CDLs?
WorkSource Coastal. We have a partnership with WorkSource Coastal Georgia, and they
Mm-hmm.
do offer assistance with getting CDLs. Now, at one point, I'm not sure if it still is, they were offering small scholarships towards getting that, but I don't
Really?
want to speak out of turn. I don't know if they're still doing that, but at one point they were.
WorkSource Georgia, is that not the one that's on Skidaway?
Yes, it's on Skidaway. It's across from Memorial Stadium. So
That
Memorial
way.
Stadium is one of our entities as well. So we have
Really?
people working at Memorial Stadium. Yes,
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
I think that's good. So I have a 17-year-old, my son. So
Yes,
could he work at the stadium?
sure.
Oh, okay. He's old enough. That's what I'm saying. He's old enough.
Yeah, I would have. When is he going to be 18? So the
He,
lifeguarding positions, we can take them a little younger. I would have to. I would have to see which
he will
position
be
it was.
18 in January.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
we're very close to that. Even if 18 is the cutoff.
Yes, ma'am. He'll be 18 in January, Miss April. I think that'd be something good. Even if he have to wait till he's 18 years old, that'll
Yes,
be
ma'am.
something good for him to do the meantime, between time, because he's about to get ready to graduate.
That's wonderful news. I love
Yes,
to hear that.
yes, ma'am. He's about to get ready to graduate. So, Miss April, I wanted you to come on and I wanted you to share about what you do for Chatham County government, and she is the
Absolutely.
talent manager there. And as I once said, and I'm going to say it again, if you are a returning citizen, a family or returning citizen, or just a person who wants to apply for Chatham County government, you can do so. We have the address on the screen, and you can take and just go on their website and apply for a job, and maybe you can have the chance to meet Miss April personally yourself. I just wanted to take to this time out to encourage the men and women that are still incarcerated. I think that you should take and prepare yourself, because one day the doors will be open to you, to prepare yourself to come home and be a productive citizen. And maybe you too can meet Miss April, and you can't say that, Marie, there's no way I can get a job. I'm a returning citizen. Nobody won't hire me. Go and apply first and see. Go and apply first and see, and you will, I believe you will get a job.
I
Miss April,
believe you will get a job as well. So, looking at our benefits again, we also have a 5-year pension vesting. So, if somebody works for us for 5 years, they will
yeah,
get a pension at retirement.
really?
Yes. So, of course, the longer you work there, the more you
Mm-hmm.
would get.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
it's after 5 years. We've just lowered that to 5 years. So once you've completed 5 years, you're eligible for a pension. We also have longevity bonuses. After 5 years, you get extra money each year for longevity. So it really, we do have a lot of good perks. We have, and we call it an on-site employee health center.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
it's not like in any one place. It's called an on-site, but it is I don't really know the area where it is, but Chatham County is everywhere, right? So it's very
Yes.
convenient. All of us, free of charge, as long as you're in our insurance plan, you can go to the employee health center and have physicals. There's all types of programs, diabetes prevention programs,
Wow.
behavioral health counseling and coaching, just everything. You can go there if you have an earache, and they'll take care of you. If you have an eye infection or a strep throat, or even if you need a COVID test. So that's something else that we offer our employees. So there's the big picture, of course, of having the job that you need the salary for to pay your bills. But there
That's
are
right.
so many other benefits that add into the quality of life for our employees that really make the county a wonderful place to work. We call ourselves Team Chatham because we really feel that we're a team. We have, just under 2,000 employees, but we are a team. We feel that we are a team. We Team Chatham. And I just cannot speak enough about what a wonderful place it is.
I really like it because y'all have a lot of perks, Miss April. As you talk, you tell more and more. I'm thinking I'm going to apply. And what I like, let me say what I like, Miss April. I like the fact that when you apply, you automatically get benefits.
Day one.
Because any other job, you have to work like 90 days.
That's right.
So that is really, really good. I think people will really like that. You don't have to wait because insurance is high.
And especially if you leave another job to come to a job and you have that period in there, something's going to happen and you're not going to be covered.
That's right.
Our director really worked very closely with the commissioners and the chairman and the county manager to get that into effect. And that just started in July. So I hope that everyone can come to Chatham County and take advantage of that perk.
And you know what I like about you, Miss April? You is really putting Chatham County out there. You really want to work.
I really do. I've been there going on 4 years now.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
My only regret is that I didn't go there sooner.
Wow.
Sincerely.
So Miss April, if you worked there the 5th year, and I'm just saying, for instance, I'm just trying to say, if you worked there for 5 years and say you want to retire, so they will pay you a pension?
Yes, when I'm retirement age, I will leave my money there. And when I'm retirement age, I will get a pension.
That is really good.
Mm-hmm. Or you can decide, because you're paying into this pension from day one of your employment. So if you leave before the 5 years, you would certainly get all of the money that you contributed back. But if it's after 5 years, you would most likely just leave it there to continue to build for your retirement. It's important. Young people today, they don't think about tomorrow. And it really is important because I think you and I both know tomorrow's just around the corner.
Just around. You better believe it. You said a mouthful, Miss April. I'd just like to tell you, I thank you for taking the time to come on with me tonight and to share about the job of Chatham County government. I really, really, really appreciate you. I know you just got off at 6 o'clock. So thank you so very much. Okay. So what would you like to say to the men and women before we log off?
I would like to say, don't give up on yourselves. You can do it. We are willing to provide an opportunity. We will look on a case-by-case basis and, we will try our best to make it work. You are important. Everyone is important and you matter. Let's tackle this together and get you to that next step.
Thank you so much, Miss April. Good night.
Good night.
All right, good night.
like that.